continue with the foundations of the Yoga and Vedanta traditions. So we saw that the Vedas describe that there are four goals which human beings strive for. Therefore, they are called purusharthas, the efforts, things that people make effort towards. And these are artha, or making a living, security, etc. Kama, or fulfillment of righteous desires, pleasure. And then dharma, which is leading a righteous life, or leading a life which is in tune with the cosmic order or harmony, the divine order of creation. And then living according to the cosmic order allows us to understand the nature of reality which is behind that order, the truth behind the manifestation, and this leads to moksha or liberation. So these are the four goals. The first two are the worldly goals, artha and kama, so wealth and pleasure. And we said that they cannot really be pursued as goals of life in the sense of a goal of life without dharma, because otherwise they will create chaos in a person's life. And then we started seeing what dharma is, and we saw that Swami Sivananda explains that dharma is the direct manifestation of the will of God, and creation is held by divine laws which are called the laws of dharma. And they are the laws of harmony, of goodness, of order, etc. And Swami Shivananda said one needs to recognize the order, the divine order in creation, and then abide by it. And then we saw that the only way to know the order, the dharma, properly is through the scriptures. We need the scriptural teachings to show us dharma. Now, the essence of dharma we all know. The yogis say the essence of dharma is do unto others what you would be done by others. So what you want others to do to you, do to them. What you don't want others to do to you, don't do to them. This is the foundation of dharma. But this is the essence. To truly understand dharma, we need scriptural teachings. Okay, this is very clearly explained. So now, Swami Shivananda explains that there are two types of dharma. So we are still talking about the cosmic order of creation and how we know how to align our life with that cosmic order by which our life will also be in order. See, how do we know that our life is in order, in tune with the divine order? We feel that the winds of life are blowing in our sails. That's how we know. So we have this momentum of inspiration backing up our life. That's how we know we are sailing in the right direction. When we are in tune with our dharma, when we are in tune with the divine will, we will feel these winds of life blowing in our sails. This is the idea. Okay, so we will have a vision in life, a deep vision, not just material vision, but we will have a deep vision and a sense of meaning and purpose. The more we follow dharma, the deeper the purpose we feel in life. The more we are connected because the divine will represents the depth of life, the very core of life. Swami Sivananda says, your life is deep as the ocean. Your life is infinitely deep. When we follow Dharma, we get in tune with that depth. This is the idea. So this is why following Dharma, when we are in line with duty, with that will, with that order, we feel it. Also, when we are not in line with it, we also feel it. Meaning we always feel something is wrong. This is the idea. We don't know what, but wherever we are, something is not in tune. This is the idea. Like, you know, like a string instrument that it plays, but you don't need a musical ear to know that it doesn't play in tune. Something like this. So, therefore the great importance, you see, because as human beings, we are divine beings, and therefore we need to be tuned spiritually. It's a must. No one can carry on a life too long, which is material. This is a fiction. Human beings cannot really lead a material life. That's not possible. Because we are divine beings, it's a matter of time until material life will become unbearable for us. You see? So therefore, the following of Dharma is very important to understand this order, how to apply it in our life, is of tremendous importance for us. Okay? Because this is what we seek, after all. We don't really seek the material things. We really seek purity, simplicity, happiness, peace. This is really what every human being seeks. So now Swami Sivananda says there are two types of dharma. This is very important because Swami Sivananda said we need to recognize dharma and then abide by it. So now he is explaining how to recognize. What is that dharma? What do we need to apply? That's the meaning. Okay, so he says, dharma can be classified under two heads. Samanya, or the general universal dharma, and Visesha, or the specific personal dharma. Swami Sivananda says, dharma is divided into two types. General universal principles, which everyone needs to abide by, and these principles also are eternal and unchanging. This is called Samanya, or universal dharma. And Visesha dharma is specific. Specific to whom? To you. Okay, so there are dharmas which are universal to all of us, and there are dharmas which are specific to each of us. We will see according to what. Okay? So then he says, the general or universal dharma, he says there are many teachings, many yogic teachings that give us the fundamental virtues that we need to follow as universal virtues. For example, the yamas and niyamas of Patanjali Maharishi. Right? They are very well known. The 5 yamas, the 5 don'ts, and the 5 do's. Right? Then in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna gives many very important virtues which need to be followed. Primarily in chapter 13, but in other chapters also. is giving fundamental virtues. But Swami Sivananda says we can summarize the universal dharma from all the teachings into 4 qualities. So that's very important, because there are long lists. If you want to know what is this universal dharma, many scriptures will give you lists of virtues, but Swami Sivananda says they all boil down into 4 virtues, which are the foundation of the universal dharma. So what are they? Swami Shivananda says the first one is non-violence, ahimsa. So ahimsa, or non-violence, means not to hurt any living being, first and foremost human beings, but not only human beings. First and foremost, because we are most prone to hurt human beings. This is our karmic lessons are with humans. This is also why we need human beings around us to evolve spiritually. Okay? So because human beings are challenging, they are very healthy for us spiritually to have them around. Okay? So non-violence means that not to hurt through actions, then through speech, and ultimately even through thoughts, which is of course extremely difficult. This is non-violence, and not only not to hurt, but to develop cosmic love, pure love, which means an all-embracing love which loves not because of something, not because of some condition that is fulfilled, because of which we love. Rather, we love because we perceive the divine nature of all beings. This is the meaning of ahimsa. So, because the only way we are really not going to hurt is if we love. There's no other way. See? If we don't love, it's only a matter of time until we do hurt, until we do injure. It's a matter of time. Because if we don't love, then it will come. You see? Some form of injury will come. Therefore, ahimsa is a negative aspect of avoiding any type of hurt or violence, and a positive aspect of cultivating pure cosmic love. The only way we can cultivate pure cosmic love is seeing the divine in others. That's the only way. If we try to love others in spite of who they are, we are never going to be successful. You see? Because if we try, right, we say, okay, I will love those people even though they have all these numerous defects in them. You see? So I'm so great because, you see, although they are so full of defects, I'm able to show love to them. Right? Bravo. Right? So this is not love. The only way we will be able to develop universal love is if we are able to see the divine nature of people. Then their defects will not seem defects to us. It will be totally different. That's the only way. So that's called universal love. Universal love is a divine love. It's not a human love. It's a divine love manifesting in a human heart. Okay? But it's divine by nature. So divine means it's not prompted by desire. That's the meaning. Human love is prompted by attachments and desires. Divine love is not prompted by attachment and desire at all. The opposite. It is prompted by non-attachment and non-desire. So this is ahimsa, non-violence. Then we have, Sivananda says, the second virtue of the universal dharma is truth, speaking the truth. And Swami Sivananda says, God is truth. The only way to realize God or the self is through truth. So he says truth is the goal and truth is the means. And for speaking the truth, we need to learn what is the truth. Because we may think we are speaking the truth, but actually we are not. You see? So therefore the yogis have a whole teaching about how to know what is right knowledge. In our times, it's extremely important because we are bombarded. We are in a flood of knowledge, of information. And how do you know what is true? For yogis, this is critical because if you believe in false information, it will pollute your mind. And if your mind is polluted, you will definitely not be able to reach the truth. It's impossible. If we have wrong beliefs running our mind, it will be impossible for us to become free spiritually. This we need to understand. So wrong beliefs means bondage. We will not be able to remove suffering. It's as simple as that. Therefore, for yogis, the understanding of what is right knowledge is critical. It's totally critical. And the way that you know is either you directly experienced it, or you have a proper inference about it, a proper logical inference about it, or you have a competent testimony, which for yogis is either scriptures or saints. That's it. You see, so it's very difficult. See, think about it. Each time you speak, you must speak either because you yourself directly know it to be true, or you actually did a proper inference to know that what you are saying is indeed true, and you know that your logic is not false, or you have a real competent testimony behind what you're saying. Now think how many, what percent of the words you say falls into the category of right knowledge? Pretty much, you know, maybe 1/10%, something like this. So it shows you to speak the truth is a difficult matter. You see, it's not something that the yogis take light-hearted. It's a difficult thing. It's a science. We need to develop it. We need to actually know how to know the truth and then to communicate what is actually the truth. You see? Only then our mind becomes aligned with truth. It's a difficult practice. We need to understand. This is called truth. Then, Swami Sivananda says, purity. Purity is called shaucha, and purity means to lead a sattvic life, a life which is based on purity, external and internal. External purity has to do with three things: with our environment. To keep our environment means our room, our dwelling place, our office, etc., to keep it orderly and clean. This is of great importance. And then not only physically clean, but energetically pure, sattvic, elevated energy. Yogis need to dwell in orderly, clean, and pure places. Why? Otherwise, our mind will pick up the disorder. You understand? Our mind will be confused, and we will not be able to sustain high vibration if we live in a chaotic, dirty environment. This is the idea. So this is the environment, then the clothes. So the clothes that we wear have a great impact on our mind. The yogis say the clothes should be clean. We need to wash them. And they need to be pure. Pure means our clothes should have a pure quality to them, a pure vibration. This is the meaning. What the yogis call modest. Our clothes should be modest. Then, the third thing related to external purity is our body, our physical body. We should keep it clean and pure. Why? Because the state of our body impacts our mind. This is the idea. So this is external purity. Internal purity is the purity of the mind. Keeping positive, elevated thoughts is internal purity. So this is purity. Then, the fourth one is self-control. Self-control is called tapas. So self-control basically, it means that the yogis teach all of us constantly have a choice between two things in life. At any given moment, two things present themselves to us. They are called the good and the pleasant. Choosing the good over the pleasant is called self-control. Okay? So this is a brief definition. Okay, so choosing the good over the pleasant. In the Old Testament, there is also a beautiful teaching exactly on that. It is said, I give you the good and life. I give you the evil and death. Choose life. This is that. So both are revealed to us all the time. And we constantly need to make choices. Choosing the good is self-control. This is the idea. So these are the four virtues: non-violence and pure love, truth, purity, and self-control. These constitute the universal dharma, which means these are eternal laws. So in order to lead a life that has an elevated vibration in it, it's not a gross life, but rather it's an elevated, inspiring life. It's a life which moves us upwards. These four qualities should be practiced. This is the universal dharma. What is the specific dharma? Specific dharma is called varna ashrama dharma. So varna, so this is the dharma, the duties that come from our varna and our ashrama. Varna translates as caste, and ashrama translates as stage of life. So what is caste? So we are all familiar with the caste system in India, but really what the meaning is, caste means the tendencies in our mind. We are all born with karmic tendencies. They are called vasanas. They are the results of our past actions. And the Vedas recognize four main tendencies. They are called, classically they are called Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. The idea is that there are people that doesn't matter what is the circumstance in their life, they always have a contemplative tendency in them. If they are around nature, they will begin to contemplate the presence of God in nature. That's just how their mind works. If they wait for the bus, they will start contemplating. They are contemplatives. That's their nature. This is one type of minds, contemplatives. And the second type is those that are protectors of justice. And they are also natural leaders. People that are always coming to the forefront in a good way because they have skills to either move things forward in a good sense, and they are also protecting other people. They are the protectors of dharma. They are called kshatriyas. Like we have in the body, we have immune cells which are protecting the cells of the body against intrusions. In humanity, there are people that are like the immune system of humanity. When they see problems, they immediately go to deal with it. Usually, all the people will run away from problems. Right? The usual reaction is when people see problems, they will immediately go to their hiding places. Right? The contemplatives will run to their contemplating place. Right? Each one will run, but the kshatriyas, how do you know them? They go to deal with the problem. That's their nature. You see? So there are people that are fearless. They will sacrifice their life for the lives of others, and they protect justice, even at the cost of their life. And they are leaders. They are natural leaders. They have the capacity to lead other people in a good way. Okay? This is the second type. The third type are those that even if you put them in an isolated island, right? We are on an island, right? So even if you put them in an island where there are only, there are only trees and animals, they will do business with the animals. This is their nature. Their nature is business. You see? They will make money from the animals also, somehow. You see? That's their nature. These are business people. Their mind is always thinking business. That's their nature. You see? And in terms of society, these people are generating prosperity. Wherever you put them, they will generate prosperity and abundance for others. You see, that's their skills. They know how to, they see bananas and coconuts, they immediately say, let's make a deal. That's their nature. So why? Tendency. That's all. You see, other people don't think about it, right? The contemplatives contemplate, the leaders, they see who is there that I can lead, right? The business people, they think business. That's their nature, you see? That's the beauty. The beauty is that karmic tendencies come as our nature. And the idea, the beauty of the Vedic teachings is that every type of nature is needed in humanity. You see, just like we have different cells in the body, we have muscle cells, bone cells, nerve cells, all sorts of cells. All of them are needed. So also, none of them is high, none of them is low. Right? You will never hear your brain cells, becoming proud and saying, all of you down below, you don't get sugar like we do. We are here in the penthouse, we are getting all the sugar, we are getting all the research, we have all the prestige. Maybe in your next life you can be nerve cells like us. You know? You don't hear it in the body. All the cells are in their place. That's called dharma. You understand? There is an order about things. None is high, none is low. It's in order, that's all. So the caste system is exactly the same. We need the contemplatives to inspire us. We need the leaders and the protectors of Dharma to lead and protect us. We need those that create abundance, so we have things to eat, there is prosperity, etc. We need those that perform the services to humanity. Everyone is needed. You understand? To create an order. This is the idea. And each one needs to know what is their tendency by which they will contribute. Okay? And if we know our tendency, then we can know how are we contributing, and we can spiritualize our actions. We can turn our duties into spiritual activity, which means an activity which will lead us to liberation ultimately. That's the meaning. Okay? This is called Varna. And then we have Ashrama, which we'll just mention and then continue next time. The ashrama means that life has stages in it. We are not staying the same person throughout life. Just like the body changes, right? We begin as infants, children, teenagers, adults, etc. We grow old. The mind also changes. And as the mind changes, we also have different duties in life. You see? So the Vedas teach that as you change in your life, you are also supposed to do different things in your life to fulfill yourself. We are not supposed to be the same person throughout our life. This is totally unnatural. You see? So specifically in the West, there is worship of youth, right? We think we are supposed to remain young forever. The yogis say this is totally untrue and also unnatural. Youth has a place, but then you are supposed to grow old, and in ancient traditions, older people were not called old, they were called elders. Elders were the wise people. See? So every stage in life has its role, and we are supposed to be different in different stages, not the same. Same is unnatural. So this is the idea. This is called the stages of life, which we are going to see next time. Om, Om, Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Om Bolo Satguru Sivananda Maharaj Ki Jai. Swami Vishnu Devananda Maharaj Ki Jai.
Namah Shivaya. So we'll explain the schedule for tomorrow. Tomorrow in the morning we'll have the morning satsang here at 6 a.m. with myself, sharing teachings on stress management.